So then you skated across Japan and Korea, which is two of the craziest things I've ever heard someone say to me. What next?
I was like, I think I can do it. It's like, I'm all in, like, just do it.
Hey, welcome to the only podcast that's here to get you more views no matter what time of day it is, whether it be 8 a.m. or 1 a.m. I know that'll make a lot more sense here in a minute. I'm Travis, as always, here to help you grow your YouTube channel. And today I have a super special guest, someone I'm super excited to bring on. And I think you're going to love him at the end of this. His name is Robin. Robin, welcome from Nomad Push. How are you doing, my friend?
Thank you, Travis-san.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
I'm super excited to have you here because I've been watching your channel over the last, I think, week and a half, 2 weeks, and I've just become obsessed with it. And in reaching out to you, I thought you'd be incredible to talk to on this podcast because you overcame something so life-changing, which is being homeless, being a nomad, to be a successful YouTuber. But you're still technically homeless, which I think is the biggest twist of all of this, which is insane. But let's talk a little bit about who you are beforehand. So first of all, introduce yourself and tell us what you did before YouTube, just kind of who you were.
Oh, okay. So, so my name is Robin Suzuki. And yeah, I'm born and raised in this island called Saipan. And yeah, when I was 23 years old, I came to Japan, and I was doing this thing called, we say salaryman, full-time job in Japan, salaryman. But I got depressed. I wanted to change my life, so I started YouTube, but it didn't work out for like 6 years. And
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about that. It didn't work out for 6 years?
Yes, 6 years. And, I didn't want it to quit. I'm getting older. Like I was like 36, 37. Like it made me more not want to quit. Like I wanted to like keep going. And then, but I couldn't pay my bills. So I ended up becoming homeless, but still went for it. And then, yeah, I got pushed from this big YouTuber. And then, yeah, now I'm doing Nomad Push channel.
All right. Well, we have a lot to talk about. And before we get too much into this, because I feel like you and I are going to talk some of the lingo, because I'm very familiar with your channel, I want to get people who are listening kind of in. So one of the things you do in your channel, which I love, is you speak to your audience and call them a specific name. And I actually encourage creators to do this for the last couple of years, to talk to your viewership as like a family or a friend, which you do. You absolutely do. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or if it's just something you naturally did, but you call them Nomad-San.
All right, Nomad-Sans. Nomad-Sans. Nomad-Sans.
So let's start with the San part. Okay, so you're in Japan, and San is well, you explain. What is San? Why do you say San after everything? What is San?
So, San is basically, in English, it's like Mr. or Mrs. Yeah, so whenever we call somebody with respect, we put San at the end of their name. So usually you say that with name, yeah. So San, and then I just call everybody Nomad-Sans. I actually took like poll, like what's the good name to call everybody, and then everybody chose the Nomad-Sans, and yeah, that's why. And yeah, and I actually in the video I call everything San, like
yes.
like if yeah. So I do that. That was just by accident, but the comment pick it up, and everybody was like kind of laughing at it, like they're enjoying it. So like naturally, I just end up saying San all the time, like to everything, like even things, food, whatever.
Yeah. So that's what I really put when I was watching. So, and I'll explain like the first video I saw of yours, but that's something I picked up on, which I thought was really funny, because I had a general, like I've been a super fan of Japanese culture for many years. So I understood San, and I'm like, why is he calling Coca-Cola Coke-san? Like, what is going on? And it just became funnier the more you did it, and Bird-san. And so, for people listening to podcasts, whenever you hear anything San, it's being respectful, even if it's silly. Like when we talk about Coca-Cola, we say Coke-san. So I think that's phenomenal. It definitely is something that's memorable about you. So let's talk a little bit about your first YouTube channel and why it failed. Like, what was your first YouTube channel about?
My first YouTube channel, I had a partner, and we were doing the channel together, and it was a skateboard YouTube channel.
Okay.
And we target Japanese audience, and the subscriber count went all the way to like 90,000
Oh,
subscriber.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, within 6 years. And yeah, and then I don't know if you know, but Japan won Olympic 2 times, like
Hmm.
gold medal in skateboard.
Yep.
So because of that and the COVID situation, that really kind of boost our channel. So it kind of went good for just like few months maybe. We were able to like kind of pay our bills, but just that little month and after that it just kept going down and going down. And when something trends, it's easy to go down really fast. And yeah, and a lot of like skate shop is closing down, so like just skateboard became unpopular so fast, and our channel just went down so fast. And like, of course, like right now I'm doing English viewer content, right? But Japanese were way less population, and skaters within that small populations is of course smaller market. So I couldn't how do I say this? I couldn't make it grow back up.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you had a passion of, and you still do, for skateboarding, and you have this YouTube channel. It seems like you have a friend or a partner. Things are going well, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Like I can actually do YouTube and do something that I love and I'm passionate about. And then things start to slow down, and then your partner leaves or something. What happened there?
He left. He left after like 4 year or 5 year.
Mhm.
Because just because everything was not doing good, like our relationship start to become
Mm.
weird. Like before we were having fun, like,
Yeah.
and enjoying, but because it went down, like we had more serious meetings, and like,
Mm.
and we're making like plan, which becomes like kind of rule, right? Like before we were like just we didn't really care about what we make videos, like we just like trust each other and whatever. But because it went down, we were like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, and everything became like rule. And for him, it really got like it was stressful for him, like because he was a before he was able to do a like creating freely, but yeah, toward the end it became stressful for him. And yeah, he told me one day, he's like, I think I want to quit. Yeah,
How did you feel when he said that?
I felt a very short like sadness, but from there I was like, I didn't want it to give up. So I was like,
Mm.
I just like, how did I say this? How did I say this? Like I just like just take it in like
Hmm.
an adult kind of like I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I was just like, okay, got it. Like that's it. Like pretty much. I
And
was
you
like,
kept doing the skate channel, right? You still did the skateboarding channel for a while longer, right?
yes. So yeah, yeah, I just told him okay, and then I said let's do that last videos, him saying like he's gonna quit. And then from there I was like, I went all in. I wanted to like trying to make it grow more. So I skated across Japan. Like I thought that's like the only thing I can do, like, and I think it was important for me to like show that I'm serious and I'm all in. So yeah, I started from the very top of Japan, and then I skateboarded all the way down to the most south point. And it took me like 7 months. And I to make sure that I'm not lying, like I make sure I live stream everything. Like every push I live stream. Like so it's like every live stream is like 8 hours me just pushing about 30 kilometers. So like that's like 20 some miles, something. Like yeah.
So, and I want people to understand, because they might have heard that and go, "Wait a minute, did he just say what I think he said?" You took a skateboard, got to the northernmost part of Japan,
Yes.
and skateboarded all the way to the southernmost part of Japan. And like, I mean, obviously you took breaks and stuff, but you had nothing else with you but your skateboard and of course your backpack of stuff, and that's it. Like that was what you did. And that sounds like a very big Mr. Beast type thing. It feels like something that's like you should be a 1 million subscriber channel. So what happened?
So while I'm doing the challenge, I was able to like make about a little bit less than a grand maybe. and I was able to like survive while I'm doing the challenge because I get like super chats. I never made no, I made a shorts but never like a long form video, just live stream, and I get mostly super chats. And so I was able to survive during the challenge, but once my challenge ends, my income go all the way down to like maybe $200 or like
Whoa.
150. Like, so like the super chat was important, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm getting older. I'm like 37 at that time, and my knee was hurting crazy. My shoulder is hurting. I'm like, I have to like do this big challenge to make less than $1,000, and I was like, kind of made me depressed a little bit. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't want to quit still. So next I said, I'm gonna skate across Korea, South Korea.
Oh,
yeah,
oh my
and
gosh.
and then I went to South Korea. I don't know how to speak their language, nothing, but I thought that's entertaining, right? Like that's one of my motivation. Like I really love entertaining people. So when I think like, oh, this is very entertaining, then it makes me get excited, even though there's like so much risk of going to like a, you know, a country. And I only had like $40 in my bank. Like I used my last like few $100 to buy the ticket, and then I just went. I was like, I think I can do it. It's like I'm all in, like just do it. Yeah, but Korea is pretty short, so it just took me like 3 weeks, I think. Yeah, and then of course that month I got a little bit less than $1,000. But once the Korea thing ended again, I went back to like
it died again.
It died again. So yeah, that's what I did pretty much. The last thing I did. Yeah.
Okay, so then you skated across Japan and Korea, which is two of the craziest things I've ever heard someone say to me. And you think, okay, so it works a little bit for a little while, but at some point it ends. What next? Like what went through your mind? You have these channels that did pretty decent. I mean, there's people that listen to this channel that have not gotten 90,000 subscribers. Be like, oh, I would love to do that, but you may not think, well, everything is in on this. Like it's $1,000 a month before whatever taxes you have over there, and over here, you know, they're going to take a third of that. So what was it going through your mind? Like, am I going to skate across America? Like, what's the next thing? Like, how did you get out of skateboarding into Nomad Push, which we should talk about?
Yeah, so I was already like, I was getting few like strong fan from doing it, right? Not enough to pay my bills, but like I had like maybe like 30 or 40 people who's like on my membership, paying like, I don't know, three or $4 per month, like that kind of money. So I was like, I have to do more of this challenge for them. Like that was how I was thinking, you know, because they were giving me so much love and motivation. So I was like, I have to do it for them, and then someday this is gonna blow up. So yeah, like you said, I was really thinking, okay, maybe US is the next one, or but there was already a American guy doing skate across US already. So some people say like start from the Russia and then go all the way to the end of Europe or something like that, or you know, like go to China, or you know, like so much idea, right? And I was like, I was really like kind of pumped. I was like, okay, let's do that. And so the Nomad Push channel idea was like, even though I'm doing this challenge, I need some money to like buy the ticket, or you know, like, yeah, like I still need some money to pay some bills and stuff. So I was like, maybe I should start another channel, and maybe it might grow enough to give me like at least $200 or $300, because I was really broke. So any money is good for me. And I was like, maybe starting like another channel is good. But when I think about it now, I think it was kind of stupid idea, because I need the money now.
Right.
And how can a new channel give me money now, right? Because you got the requirements. You got the you know, the
1,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I think about it now, it's stupid, but I think I was just desperate. I was like, just do anything I can do, kind of feeling. Yeah. So that's how the whole Nomad Push channel kind of started.
So at that point, were you, and you know, some people have a weird feeling about saying the word homeless, but you call yourself a Japanese homeless man. Like it's
Oh
not
yes,
even,
yes. No,
it's not an insult.
yeah,
You also
no
use the word
problem.
nomad,
Yes,
which is fine. We're going to use both interchangeably here, just FYI. So at that point, you were homeless. You didn't have a home at that point, right?
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And I need to be clear, you still don't. What people are like, well, wait a minute, where are you? We're going to talk about internet cafes later, but I'm just going to say right now, I want to tickle you with a feather, people that are listening. He's in an internet cafe. We'll explain what that is later. That is his quote home and not really his home. He has 600 of them across all of Japan, but owns none of them. We'll talk about that later. But okay, so you're homeless. So you're like, I need some money. So what happened on this channel, Nomad Push? As first of all, let's talk about the word Nomad Push. What is the concept behind that name? What does that mean? Because people might
Okay,
not even understand what push is.
right. So nomad is nomad, right? I think
Right,
everybody knows
right,
what's
right.
a nomad. Yeah, because first of all, I don't have home and I'm everywhere in Japan, so I thought nomad is a good
Yeah.
word. And
Mhm.
and push, the skateboarding, like the kicking the ground and like
Mhm.
when you're trying to move forward,
Mhm.
that action in skateboard we say push.
Okay.
And yeah, and I'm pushing my life too. I'm like pushing forward, so I wanted
Yes,
to have that two meaning to that word push, so
I
I
love that.
said nomad push. Yeah.
So, you know, and we're going to talk about the specifics of Nomad Push, but so you start this new channel, Nomad Push. Well, I probably wasn't even called Nomad Push at that point, was it? Or was it just Nomad? What was it when you very first uploaded your first video?
The channel name was Nomad Push.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you had gotten the name from your skateboarding viewership for when you said you did a poll to figure out what the new name should be.
Hmm.
Okay, so you started the channel. The concept already to Moped Across, or how did that come up?
A moped is like really like later, maybe like
Okay, so what was
six,
Nomad Push
7 months.
originally going to be?
So the whole idea for me that time is I was already a nomad and
Yeah.
homeless,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going around Japan and I'm going around unpopular place,
Okay.
which I think it's interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
um, because of the skate across Japan journey, I made so many friends around Japan because they supported me so much, and they're like, stay at my place. They gave me free food, so much free food. Sometimes like actual cash, and so I made so much friend around. So I'm visiting everybody in different place in Japan. So I thought that whole thing, if I do it in English, I was like, it got to be interesting. That was like the first idea. Yeah. So that was the concept, and it's still the same until now, I feel like.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. But so then where did the moped? So you just completed the moped across Japan, which, when you talk about skateboarding across Japan, it almost sounds like it's less impressive, but it is still very impressive because of all the things you've had to deal with mopeding across, which we'll talk about some of the stories too. How did you get the moped since you were broke and everything? And how did that work?
Yeah, I'm so thankful to everyone who's been supporting me. So basically, I was doing like a little live stream, not on the Nomad Push channel, but on the skateboard channel, and I was talking to my fans, like my audience, and I was saying, like, um, just me traveling with skateboard, it's hard to show around Japan because it really depends on my physical power, right? Endurance, and my knee is hurting and everything is hurting. So I'm like, I was actually kind of like little bit depressed, and I was like kind of maybe whining a little bit. It's like I want to do more, but I cannot do. And then one of my supporter is like, you want me to give you a used moped? Yeah, that's how it started. He's like, he offered me. He's like, I'll get one for you, a used one. And I was like, seriously? And then right away I messaged him. It's like, are you serious about what you said on the live stream? And he's like, yeah, I'm serious. And that's how it happened.
Wow. So then you packed up what you had, you put it on the moped. And when did so was it when you got the moped, you were like, okay, I'm going to ride across Japan, or did that come after you got the moped? Like, how did that concept of riding all the way across Japan and going every single prefecture, which we should talk about too, How did that come up?
Maybe when the moped, when how do I say this? When I know that I was gonna get the moped, I already had an idea of going around Japan. But when the time of getting the moped got closer, then that's when it kind of became solid. Like okay, I think I'll go 47 prefecture. Like it's a oh okay. I gotta say this, like after skating across Japan, skating across Korea, I start to become a little bit addicted to this like adrenaline kind of challenge. Like yeah, like makes me feel like empty if I'm not doing something big. And so when I knew that I was gonna get moped, I was like, I have to do something big, like that kind of mentality. And then so that's why I said, yeah, 47 prefecture. 47 prefecture challenge.
And prefecture is kind of like a state in the U.S., right? Something
Exactly.
like that. Yeah. Which, by the way, your audience is a lot of American, right? Is it a large percentage of it that it's American, or what?
Yes. Like about 50% is American.
Wow.
And yeah, Japanese I only have like 1%.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you, was that purposeful? Did you target an American audience, or did it just kind of happen?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. I mean, I was speaking in English, so I was thinking English speaking audience, but I didn't know this much American was gonna watch.
Which is good for the RPMs, because the RPM should be pretty decent comparatively. So also, let me rewind a little bit for being, you're still homeless and everything. What does your mom think of this? And what do your friends think of this? Do they think you're crazy? Like, your mom must be worried.
So I was raised as a single mom. Like I don't have father, so and because my mom is like a single mom, like she's to me she's like a dad. Like she's very tough and kind of like old school Japanese strict dad kind of vibe from her. So so maybe she's worried inside the heart, but she doesn't say it. She's very cool about it. It's like, that's what you choose. Just do your best. Go for it. That kind of vibe.
Wow.
Yeah. So my mom doesn't really say anything, and I know she's watching. I know she's checking my social media, but yeah, she rarely say anything.
Oh my gosh. What do your friends say? I mean, or especially when you first started becoming homeless and stuff, like even way back then, like what did they think? Because I would be worried if one of my friends was like, yeah, I'm just going to become a nomad. I'm not going to have a home anymore. I'm like, whoa, yo, do you need this? Do you need to sleep or something? I got an extra bed. What do you need?
Right. No, but actually to all my friends, I explain how much I'm like, all in to this YouTube journey, and they understand. I tell them, and they're like, hey, make sure you don't die. If you really need help, just call us. Like just that kind of vibe. They're just like, yeah, they're like really supportive. Yeah. So I explain them properly.
That's good. It's really important, because otherwise, like, they're going to think you're crazy. You've lost your mind. Right? Robinson has fallen and jumped over the edge here. He's over it. I also want to mention something that it kind of struck me when I was watching your videos. I'm like, okay, you're in Japan. You obviously speak Japanese, but you really understand the English dialect very well. And you also, to me, don't sound like you have just a Japanese accent. It almost sounds slightly Hawaiian in a weird way. Like it's something not just completely native. What's the deal with that? Or why is it that words in English you probably shouldn't know as a Japanese speaker? What is that all about? Like, so, you shouldn't know what that is.
Yeah, I got tissue box right. No, sorry. Sorry.
Make sure you have two.
Yeah, two is important. Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Saipan, and it's actually U.S. territory. Oh, okay. But yeah, but there's so much. It's very mixed with like international people, so we don't speak a lot of us speak broken English. So so that's why for me I'm not really confident with my English. And
oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. You're so good.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So, and then, yeah, and it got worse because after I came to Japan when I was 23, and from there, I usually talk in Japanese, my most, my salaryman experience. So,
Hmm.
that's why I feel like I'm more nervous when I'm talking English.
Well, the thing is, I feel like one of the reasons you have an English audience is because you're not really speaking broken English per se, like at all, really. Like I've watched your videos, and I mean, listen, I know people in real life that can't speak English as well as you do, and I feel like the fact that you know colloquialisms and different words that you probably shouldn't know unless you're like a primarily English speaker makes it easier for an English speaker to be like really connected to you and be like, I'm rooting for this guy, and like this is so cool, and it's so, and then it makes us as English speakers want to understand more. And I've always, like I said, been really interested in Japanese culture anyway. Makes us want to know more about the Japanese culture. So let's talk a little bit about internet cafes, which has got to be one of the biggest video options that you have when you come up with a new creation, and where you are today. So an internet cafe in the US, I don't think is a thing anymore. Internet cafes, when they first came out, I mean, I used to go to them all the time, was literally a cafe that had internet. And this was back when most people didn't have internet at their homes. It would be the size of maybe a Starbucks, and it would be nice. I used to go to one in Seattle all the time. You'd go there, you'd rent the computer. It wasn't at a station, it was in an open cafe, and you'd do your email, you'd drink some coffee, and you'd leave. Internet cafes I thought were dead because everyone has internet. I had no idea they even still existed. But Japan has something called an internet cafe, which is a little bit different. Explain to us what an internet cafe is, because it's not what I just explained.
Yes, maybe the simple image for Japanese is a place where you can use the internet and mangas. Does manga make sense in English?
Manga is like a comic, right? It's a Japanese
Right.
comic.
Oh, yeah. Japanese comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a place where you can read Japanese comic and use internet and just relax. So because there's like seats and booth and private room, and you just like chill in there and just use internet or read Japanese comic book. That's like the simple image. But there's like plans, right? So there's like for example, 2 hour plan, 3 hour plan, and like 1 night plan, like that. So you can use it as like a hotel kind of.
So a place to stay, which, by the way, if you watch some of Robin's videos, you'll see these rooms are not very big. When he says rooms, I think he's being generous. It is a Japanese room is not the room you would expect in America. It is very small, very cramped. But for what Robin uses it for, it's actually fine. Like, you know, it's got a computer there. You know, it's got a little bit of privacy. Sometimes a door you can't see through. Sometimes you can. It depends on where you go. But and like a matted floor. And then sometimes you go to karaoke places, which you also can rent for hours on end and sleep. Is that common? Like people use them to sleep and stay overnight and stuff? Is that less common? For like internet cafes?
Yeah, maybe for karaoke is not that common, but internet cafe, yes, so many people stay overnight. Especially even in Tokyo too. Of course, so much homeless will stay in internet cafe without, you know, having like proper address. So, you know, so they're homeless. And even a lot of people who miss the last train in Tokyo, we have this thing called last train, and last train usually ends at like 12 midnight. And then people just stay at internet cafe until the early first train. So so many people use it as like a staying place.
What I found really interesting about your channels is this and food, which we'll talk about later. Pricing. So how much does it cost to stay at an internet cafe generally?
So generally, if you get this thing called night pack, it's like about $11 per night.
That's really cheap. That's crazy.
Yeah, and what makes it more cheap is that you get unlimited drink with that $11, and you get and Coke. I got my Coke.
Coke sign. Love the Coke sign. I want to hear more. Hold on, I want to hear more about Internet Cafe. But can you tell us, Coke sign, why are you so obsessed with Coca-Cola and Coke sign?
It's simple. It's very good. It's so good.
It makes me so happy whenever you have Coke sign on the video and you start kissing it, and then like the one that got me so happy and so I was laughing was when you apologized to Koke-san for cheating on it with like a lemon drink. Like, what was that about?
Yeah, Koke-san gets mad if I cheat on Koke-san. So
yeah, don't want to. We never cheat on Koke-san, everybody. Everyone knows Koke-san only.
Yes,
Koke-san only.
yes.
Okay,
Koke-san.
so you were saying what else? So some of these internet cafes have different things. Like, I think I saw one the other day that had like we had like a pool table, and then there was one that had not video games. What else was it? What were some of the things you see in a internet cafe that like are kind of unusual?
So the usual one is dart and pool table and ping pong table, and you get this what do you call this, slot machine? Like,
oh yeah, yeah,
you get this slot machine thing. That's like the common extra thing. And yeah, of course, internet, and you can watch Japanese adult video if you want to.
So, how would you get around doing that in those little rooms that people can walk by? How can? Well, of course you have headphones, so they can't hear it. But like,
we got the ninja skills.
Oh, the ninja skills! Oh no, not the ninja skills.
Yeah, we can use ninja skills in any situation.
Oh, I forgot. Also, some of the internet cafes have showers, right?
Oh yeah, that's very important for especially homeless or even salaryman. When they need to go to work. Yeah, so they have shower, of course, and for salaryman, they have like a new button shirt. They sell like a new cheap button shirt and socks and underwear if you need to change. Yeah. So it's very convenient.
And how can you find them easily in Japan? Are they kind of easy to find?
So right now I'm in this internet cafe called Kaikatsu Club, and that they're the biggest chain. So you can find them everywhere. Like, I think there's no prefecture that don't have Kaikatsu Club, this internet cafe. And if you're in the city, of course, there's a lot. Like in like Tokyo, right? You're gonna find it a lot.
It's like so Starbucks for us, right?
Basically.
It's the Starbucks of internet cafes. I love that.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I think when you're watching your videos, there's so much going on because it seems like you record just about everything. How often do you just hit record and just go about your day? Like, how long are your recordings?
So especially if I'm moving, I'll be recording the whole thing, like maybe like 6 or 7 hours. Like, I'll have the DJI action camera on my helmet, and if it's not on my helmet, I'll put it on my neck.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty much like I'll film the whole day, because I believe the most interesting about traveling is like the, how do you call this? Like accidents, like unusual, like happenings, like you meet random people, they'll talk to you, those kind of interaction, or you see like deers or like, animals on the road. Like, so I want to try to capture everything. So I usually record everything.
That's crazy. I mean, the car accident you got in, or the moped accident I was talking about, you captured that. You wouldn't have probably caught it otherwise, right? Because it just kind of happened out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's insane. So I can only imagine. We're going to talk about editing in a minute, because I can't even imagine what that must be like. We'll talk about that in a minute. I did notice you were talking about your GoPro and everything. You've expanded your camera usage over the time. I saw you have like I think it's probably the Insta360 3D or 360 camera or whatever you use on the stick, which is really cool. It gives us some really great angles. And then I guess when you come to an internet cafe, one of the first things you have to do is charge all of your electronics. That's got to be something, got to be an undertaking. Like, how many things do you have to charge?
So much. So much. Like my phone, my battery too, my portable batteries. That's the one that's important. It takes a long time, right, to charge a portable battery, and then all my camera battery, of course, my little light, portable light, and my PC, everything. So I'll have those, what do you call those adapter that has like 4, like
little breakouts.
Yeah. So it goes crazy. Yeah.
So you don't just sleep in like internet cafes and karaoke bars, stuff like you definitely have documented that, but you also camp. And I've watched a couple of those videos and they just seem scary. Now, the other thing is you have your moped, Moped-San, by the way, Moped-San, with like the green boxes on them with all the stuff in there, but you leave it alone. And every time I see that, I keep thinking, is someone going to steal the stuff from there? But maybe that's just not a thing in Japan. Is that something you don't worry about, or do you worry about that?
Yeah, I don't Yeah, I don't really worry about it. I mean, of course, even Japan, some people will like steal or rob. So, but as long as you park it at like a bright area or like safe area, then it's okay. And probably the safe area in Japan is like most place, maybe like 80 or 90% of the area is safe. So I don't really worry. And there's like a little lock there, and like a little alarm. So if it's in a bright area, I think they'll get nervous if they see they hear the alarm. So yeah, but it's safe. Yeah.
Okay, so you feel safe about. Okay, the one thing that I don't know that you ever can feel totally safe as when you're camping out in the middle of nowhere, where definitely bears are a thing in Japan. So I mean, when you're out in the woods, which you've been many times, and even when your moped broke down, which I tell you what an episode that was, and the way that you did like a cliffhanger at the end was fantastic, so well done. That's great storytelling. Your storytelling's excellent. But that's got to be kind of scary. And I can't imagine that you get a lot of good sleep. Like, I mean, it's got to be uncomfortable. What I think is really interesting is you'll pitch your tent on concrete. You don't typically do it like if there's concrete around, you put it there, but not on grass where I think would be softer. Like, is your back broken at this point? How can you sleep well? I don't understand.
Yeah, actually I'm okay. I have this little thin mattress, and I'm actually okay with that. Like my back is okay. And then the reason why I don't do put it on the grass is because it gets this like moist and humid, and in the morning gets crazy wet. So I usually want to leave right away. I don't want to like dry it up, and it's going to take like 1 hour, 2 hour. And plus I'm camping in a gray area usually, so I don't want to be there for a long time. I don't want to cause problems, so I want to leave ASAP. And so if I put it on the concrete, it doesn't get wet, and I can like leave really fast. That's why.
Okay, that makes sense. So then let's talk about the logistics of things that happen with nature, which is what happens when you have to poop on in the middle of the nowhere, like you're out in the middle of nowhere. Because there's times when you're riding and you can see in your time lapse that you're like look pretty much in the middle of nowhere, and there's not a toilet sign anywhere. So what do you do? How do you make this work?
So we have so many convenience store
Oh,
in Japan, even in rural areas,
okay,
and they have most of it, like maybe almost like 100% maybe have toilet. So
really?
so if I need to do pupusan, then I make sure I finish my pupusan first,
Yeah, before you
and
go anywhere,
right.
right?
And Japan's park, most of it has a toilet too.
Oh,
So if I need to do it, then I'll do it at the park toilet.
mhm.
So that's, yeah, pretty
But
much how I
in
do. Hi.
so there in America, like the gas stations, most of them will not allow you to use the bathroom. So it's interesting that the culturally, like it's completely different. So what happens when you get sick? Like that's got to be terrible. I know you did get sick once for a couple of weeks, which must have been. I mean, it's not like you have anyone to take care of you, or and when you're feeling sick, like you just want to be in bed, but you're not necessarily in a bed. Like how does that all work?
I think I can count maybe 2 or 3 times I got sick, and I just stay in the internet cafe. That's all I did. Yeah, stay in the internet cafe and get those medicine you can get in the regular drugstore, and then I hope that it cure fast. I get recover fast. Yeah.
One of the things you make a part of your content, which I think is really smart, is something that a lot of people watch on YouTube, which is food, right? You're eating food. So you're trying different food. And one of the things that I like about what you do is you talk about like how cheap a lot of this stuff is. You find really inexpensive food that looks delicious. Like I just watched one yesterday where you talked about this meal. It was like $1.30 or something, which is really cool. Um, was that purposeful, or was it just part of what you were recording? You're like, oh, I'm eating, I might as well record and talk about this, because it's now like a definite part of your videos.
It's like half and half, I usually eat, I mean, I usually look for those cheap ones, and same time, I think like there's not much content about those stuff in the YouTube. Usually when, people make a video about Japanese food, they go to those fancy ones and,
Yeah, yeah.
popular ones. So I wanted to show that side, because everything I'm showing is not a usual content in the YouTube world, I
Right.
feel like. So my whole concept is I try to show everything that's not popular, or I mean it's popular, but it's one side of Japan culture, and I wanted to show that.
So in doing this, and you know, kind of, and again, it sounds like you weren't necessarily trying to be strategic, but you were being strategic in a non-strategic way. Nomad Push actually had a very successful first year. So let's talk a little bit about that. How did it started off? Again, you were desperate. You made the videos and stuff. How did those videos do initially, and then when did things start taking off?
I made first couple of video, maybe 5 or somewhere around 5 to 10 video, and I think it was doing good for a 0 subscriber channel. Like it was like I get like 1,000 view, like
Yeah,
2,000.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes 2,000, and then I was using the word homeless, and homeless and Japan, like that two keyword was important. I felt like in the beginning, like just by instinct, not really like a plan strategy. Just from my 5-6 years experience of YouTube, I have my own kind of instinct, and
Absolutely.
I thought homeless in Japan, that 2 keyword is good, and then I was getting few 1,000 views like that, and then after like 5 to 10 video, this big YouTuber, she's channel's called Oriental Pearl. She have 1.4 million subscriber, and then she wanted to make like a homeless video, like interview homeless people in Japan, and then so she asked me. I how does this? I was on her video. She interviewed me, and that video went 2 million views. And from there, I think like 60K or 70K subscriber like came to my channel. Like,
wow.
Like, it grew.
What did that feel like in that moment? What were you thinking? What was going through your mind?
I was really thinking, so I said this in this other video, but it really felt like she created this big wave. And I was like, I need to ride this wave super good, because I want to keep doing YouTube. I really love entertainment, and this cannot be just like a little, what do you call those, one hit wonder kind of thing. Like, I want it to continue. So I was like, I'll do my best. I'll use all the experience and knowledge I have. Just put everything now. That was how I felt. Like I really feel like I saw that wave coming, and I'm like, okay, I gotta ride this. That's how I felt.
This is so important for the listeners here. I want you guys to really understand that the shout out helped, right? I mean, it gives you the push, but for sure, for certain, because I've coached a lot of people over many years, it is temporary. It is very temporary if you do not take advantage of it, which is what Robin just said. And Robin just said something else, which was really important. He knew it was coming, and he used all of his experience, everything, the failures, the successes, everything that came before that, was able to take that big push, which may have lasted a month or so, into now over a year later. Like now he's crushing it, over 100,000 views per video. Like it's crazy. He's doing fantastic. And was able to take this channel from nothing to what, over 200,000 subscribers in like 8 or 9 months, right? Like something crazy, ridiculous, which is insane. I mean, a lot of people just will never hit 200,000. So in looking back at that journey, what were some of the things you learned that you could tell creators now? Like the things in this between both channels. I mean, you had the success and fails of the first one, and then just going all in. Like, what are some of the things that you wish you could tell Robin-san from years ago and any creator that's starting now?
I can really say that the most important thing for me is really try to have fun. This is like the most important thing for me, because it's a long marathon, and if you sprint all the time, you're not gonna last forever. And for me, enjoying, like having fun, makes me run long time. And I think that was the most important. And right now my fun level is like, I think at the highest level right now. So right now I'm just it's so fun right now doing YouTube, and I really want to say everybody try to enjoy.
Yeah, because you'll burn out. And this comes from a guy he doesn't know where he's sleeping a week from now. Like he don't know. He don't know what's gonna happen. So you were talking about earlier that you record everything. So one of the things you talk about in your videos is like, okay, tomorrow's going to be editing day. And editing means different things to different people. It can mean a couple minutes for some person, it can mean a couple hours for others. But like you said, you have literally hours of content to go through. When you start to sit down for an edit, do you know like what type of things you want to put in? Or are you like, I think I remember like 4 o'clock yesterday, something interesting happened. Like, how long does it take you to edit one of these videos?
So editing, I take about maybe like average 5 to 8 hours, depending
Wow.
on the content.
Yeah.
Maybe overall average 8 hours. And this, I can say it's because I've been doing this for 6, 7 years. Now I can already kind of edit in my head while I'm filming.
I
Like,
like it. Yeah.
and yeah, and I know that I cannot do this on my first year for sure.
Right.
Second, third year. It's because I did this 6, 7 years. It's already natural while I'm filming. Yeah, I'll just film the necessary stuff. For example, I'll go to castle, right? And like there's so many Japanese castle, and natural thing, maybe beginner like to film everything because everything looks nice in the castle, so you film a lot of stuff, but from my experience you end up not using most of it. So I usually don't film anything until I go to top of the castle and I film. So that's because from experience, and that makes my editing efficient. And yeah, and before I edit I already have a good idea of how I'm gonna do it. And so even though I filmed the whole driving scene, which is like it can be like 8 hours worth of footage, but I already know, like, because I edit really fast, right? I upload one video every 3 days, so I still
Oh,
remember what I filmed.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I know what was a good part to use. I know which part is boring and I know which part was interesting. Like I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, this old guy talked to me at this convenience store and I kind of know where is that. So I just go straight to that and just cut that. And then I'll just use the random area for like B rolls.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's why it's very fast.
So you have these things you're recording all the time. Um, do people the public what do you think about shooting in public? Do people have problems with it in Japan? Because in America, if you do it with your phone, people seem to be less weird about it. But if you go into a store with like a camera, they're gonna be, oh, you can't record here. Is that something you have to contend with in Japan at all, or do you just wear it and people don't even know that you're recording?
I think it got better because there's so many YouTubers around. But still, yeah, people will get, like annoyed maybe if I'm like talking so loud. So I kind of choose where to talk and not to talk. And if I'm inside the castle, maybe I'll be a little bit quieter. Like, yeah. But generally people, especially in the countryside, maybe they don't really care. I'm not sure, I never ask.
They just kind of do it like, oh,
Yeah, I
you're
just
on
do
YouTube
it.
video
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
One of the things I noticed is that and it's interesting because I don't even want to call it an aesthetic, but your video editing style and kind of your production quality, and is also like the storytelling is interesting because there's moments that are just quiet. And in YouTube, like where you're not saying anything. In YouTube, sometimes you think that's death, but I think for the type of content you're doing, it makes it interesting. So some of the videos I saw, because they were out of order as they came to me through my feed, where you were doing voiceovers over parts where you didn't talk in the video. I was like, oh, that makes sense because you're explaining what's going on in like internet cafes where you can't really talk and stuff. And I like that. And then I saw some of your older ones where you didn't say anything. And I'm like, oh, I wish you had the voiceover here. But in the moment, as I'm watching it, I'm like, there's something kind of intimate and interesting about you not saying anything and being kind of quiet and kind of like, whispering to the camera. So I'm like, as much as I like the voiceover so you can tell us what's going on, the not talking was cool too. Like there's something to each. And I wouldn't even know which one to tell you to do. Like as a viewer or as a coach, I would be like, they both work because it seems like you have this innate ability to understand what makes sense in that moment. Do you ever feel like you need to do more, but doing less is actually better?
yeah, I actually have, I can explain that part. Like I mean, I feel like I know from experience, if you are doing something extreme, like you're pushing yourself and your situation is like a serious situation, I think less can be more really easy. If you're like, for example, if I really say in a bad way, like if you're a boring person and if the content is less, then I don't think people will be interested. But if you're pushing yourself, I learned this from the skate across Japan because I'm doing something extreme, and I notice when I do like some simple video, people still watch it because they know that I'm doing something extreme. Like even I'm just eating, like during the skate across Japan time, I'm just eating. People will still like feel something. I think there's like an intense vibe there. Like people, it's like a aura there. So that's something I learned. So as long as if I know that I'm doing something extreme, I'm very confident to put out like a less kind of content, and it end up become more. I feel like.
I love that. A couple more things before we end. I'm having so much fun talking to you. When you edit, first of all, what software do you use to edit your videos?
I use Final Cut.
Final Cut
11.
And in using that, I noticed you do this really cool, and it's actually really well done, very professionally done, graphic when you were writing Moped Across Japan of like your logo going across the screen. Like, how do you do that? It's so good.
Oh, thank you so much. That's just so in Mac there's that software called Affinity Photo. Yeah, I just used Affinity Photo, and yeah,
So you
simple.
taught yourself all that?
Yeah. I never learned. Nobody teach me. I just do it on my own.
I mean, in a weird way, it's almost like you outsourced that to someone. They made it and then sent it back to you. That's really kind of incredible because it's a detail that actually it tells the story of your travel because you're showing where on the map you are and it has your logo and it's spinning, and it's such a cool little detail that I'm like, I wouldn't even have thought. And I love that you go boop 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 when they're flashing. Like it's such a vibe. I love it so much.
Yeah, this is where the having fun comes. I think every time I'm doing that, I'm really just like having fun, and I'm even laughing at my own like weird like sound effect and stuff, and I think that's important. I feel like but everything I just did it using Photoshop or Affinity Photo.
That's so cool. A couple more questions. What is something that may have happened either off camera or something that didn't make the cut that you kind of wish we either got to see or I mean, you do seem to record everything, but there's got to be something that you didn't record that's like, oh man, that's crazy. I wish I had recorded that. Is there anything that happened over these couple years?
I mean, not much, but there are a couple of times when I'm just sleeping outside in like in the street, and like maybe I hear like footstep coming close to my tent, and then just the footstep going away, and I'll be thinking like, is that a real person or is that a ghost? Kind of feeling. Yeah, because we have so much scary ghost stories in Japan. Yeah, that's one thing I really focus not to think about when I'm sleeping in the street, because if you start to think a little bit about ghosts, you feel like ghost is everywhere, like all around your tent or something. And those kind of stuff. But most of the time I'll have the camera on, so yeah.
I mean, it's great that you do. We get to capture so many cool moments. Now, the Moped Across Japan just completed kind of recently. So I do encourage anyone who's interested in this to watch that because I'm still going through that series. But that whole goal actually had another goal, which I think is so smart. And maybe you, again, didn't mean it to be this way. But the entire time you were doing the Moped Across Japan, there was still another goal, not just to get there, but to start van life, which is interesting because the thing, you talked about before was like once those skateboarding across Japan ended, all of a sudden everything died. Well, you have a natural jump off point already. Like it's like you already set it up. Now you're in the van life. You just purchased a van very recently. I can't wait to see the newest video to see what's new and exciting about that. Tell us about that, because if it wasn't for the van life thing and you just finished a moped, it'd be like, okay, now what? But now you do have something, which is the van life. Tell us a little bit about that.
So like I said, I really love entertainment and I want to do this as long as I can. And I think important thing is people not get bored or tired, people get excited for the next. So I thought it's important to have another thing after moped. So that's all I was thinking, basically. Like I just wanted to keep everybody entertained and excited for what's gonna happen next.
And you did. I mean, this took like a year to go across Japan, right?
It did. It took me 1 year.
So the other cool thing about this is the payoff is like over the course of watching an entire television series or season, even it's like, okay, now it's season 2, which is Vanlife, which is kind of crazy. It's like it's the sequel movie or it's a sequel television show. So it's such a cool thing. I'm excited to see what you're going to do with that and what the next thing is. I don't want any spoilers. I'm going to watch it just like everyone else. I don't want to know any secret sauce. I want to just watch it as it comes. But to the creators out there, I mean, you just said that earlier that, you know, to have fun is really important. If you introspectively look at your YouTube kind of journey, and now that you actually make pretty good money, I imagine, I don't know, I'm not going to ask anything. You did share one time you got like a $5,000 check, which is, I can only imagine what that must have been like in that moment. It must have been like, oh my God, that's insane, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you must be so proud of that moment, but I'm sure you've had more of those and you will have many more to come. But looking at like your entire journey, what's the biggest takeaway for you personally that this journey has taken you on? Like, what's the thing you're like, if I, you know, you retire and you have a wife son and you have little baby sons, what do you tell them about this journey? What did you learn?
Oh, what did I learn?
Yeah. And not even about YouTube, but like about life.
Especially after skating across Japan, I feel like if you do something extreme, I think you will be like, how do I say this? You'll be covered by this like aura, I feel like. And that's something, it's not like logic, I feel like. It's kind of superstitious, but I feel like it's there because I'm usually like this. My character is like this, right? I'm usually happy, but after I was doing the skate across Japan, people told me like, I'm kind of scared to talk to you. Like it feels like you're like a legend kind of vibe, like, or like a little bit intimidating kind of vibe. Like, yeah, and I feel like that thing lead me to Nomad Push. I feel like, because all that extreme challenge, like people want to see more, you know, like, so I feel like if you want to be like successful, maybe this is definitely not the only way, but I think one way is to really do something extreme, and I think you get this momentum and this aura, and it helps you do whatever next. So that's something I really learned.
That's amazing. Well, Robin-san, thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. There will be a link to Robin-san's channel, Nomad Push, and his video, and Koke-san, of course, Koke-san. We all praise Koke-san, and Tissue-san. Again, you got to go to his channel. You have to watch, and you'll understand. It'll all make sense. It's the greatest content I've seen this year. It's so much fun to watch. We thank you so much for joining us, Robin-san. So, with all that being said, make sure you check out his channel. Links in the description. And for those of you that join us for the first time, of course, we're here doing not only helping you grow your YouTube channel, but sometimes talking to YouTubers that are just crushing it. And Robin-san, you are crushing it on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Arigatou gozaimasu, Travis. Thank you so much.
And we will see y'all in the next one.